Hey guys, so I wanted to speak a little bit about today as about making plans as a substitute for happiness in the moment. So this is very common in our culture, and I want to start by saying I'm not saying don't make plans. I am not saying don't make plans. I'm not saying making plans is bad. But making plans can be a addictive behavior, and I would probably say most people in our culture are actually addicted to making plans as a substitute for finding happiness in the moment. I also want to be clear that when I say finding happiness in the moment, I'm not really speaking about a hedonistic happiness. So I'm not saying that you need to be able to manifest your perfect circumstances in this moment as a substitute for making plans. Okay, so this is a spiritual talk, hopefully you'll know. So we're talking about a spiritual truth, not a physical reality. And physical, the way most people approach life is they try and manipulate the outside world as a substitute for inner happiness. And they try and arrange the world in just such a way that it's going to make them happy. And you can do that temporarily for a short amount of time, but what you'll find over time, if you're paying attention, many people don't actually pay attention, so they never learn this lesson. If you're paying attention, you're going to find that, yes, maybe occasionally you get to date the person you want to date. Occasionally you get the job that you want, you get the raise, everyone's treating you nicely for a little while. And then something happens, right? Something goes wrong, or maybe you just get bored with the circumstances as they are. You begin to not feel satisfied anymore. You feel like you need something else. So this is important because the outside world cannot make us happy. It can reflect our happiness, but it cannot itself make us happy. We need to do inner work to do that. And so when we've done the inner work, then we find happiness within us. And then that reflects out into the world. We tend to make other people feel better. We feel better. Regardless of whether circumstances are to our liking or not, we're able to find joy and peace and happiness, but only in this moment. So again, when I'm talking about this moment, I'm talking about this very moment, the one that you're in right now, the one that you're listening to in this talk. So you might be listening to this talk and thinking, oh, okay, this is great advice. I will apply it in the future. I'll make plans to do it in the future. No, it's now. We want to focus on right now, being happy right now. And again, this isn't from getting what I want. You know, you might be listening to this talk, you might be enjoying it, you might not. I doubt that it's going to bring you a lot of happiness, but it might bring you some wisdom and clarity, and that can lead to happiness. Those are important things on our way to finding happiness. So you want to notice, based on the topic of today's talk, you want to begin to notice when you start making plans. And you want to start notice your expectations for those plans. Do you actually think that executing those plans are going to bring you happiness? Do you lack happiness in this moment? So if you lack happiness in this moment, then I would suggest finding a teacher that you trust to teach you meditation. Now, not all meditation is created equal, and different kinds of meditation can have a hugely different impact on your life, on your brain, your nervous system. I think probably most things that we call meditation are probably pretty good for you, so you don't need to be scared about hurting yourself, although I can't even say that that's necessarily true. There might be some bad actors out there. But generally, most forms of established meditation are probably going to be good for you. But the kind of meditation that I teach, if you're approaching it properly, eventually it leads you to a place where you realize that peace and joy, love come from within you and not from without. And when that realization really dawns on you and really comes home, then you stop seeking those things outside of you. And you start giving those things to other people. You are the bringer of love, of joy, and peace to other people because you possess them. Now, the truth is that everyone does. There's not a human being that does not have access to peace, love, and joy. It's just an inherent part of our true nature, our deeper nature. But what you'll find is most people don't realize this. And so again, they make plans for the future and hope that by executing their plans, they will find peace, love, contentment, happiness, joy. Now, the truth is they might for a short period of time, or they might not. The plans might not work out. And interestingly enough, it's often by plans not working out, or alternatively, working out and then people realizing that the plans didn't make them feel the way that they wanted to feel, that people often get onto the spiritual path and begin to take it seriously. So I hope this was helpful. If there's any way that I can help you as a teacher, please reach out. I can counsel you privately. You can watch other talks by me about these types of subjects. You can begin practicing yoga, which is a great way to get started with spirituality if maybe what I'm talking about today is a little bit over your head. If you have trouble even doing like a flow class, I teach yin yoga, which is a passive form of stretching. So there's something for everybody, and I try and teach a full range of yoga practices, including singing and chanting. So while none of these practices are necessarily enough on their own, if we start with any of them, they can really make a huge difference in our life. So again, I hope you enjoyed this and got something from it. Let me know how you feel about when you make plans. Do you expect those plans to work out? Do you expect them to bring you happiness? Have you already realized what I was talking about, that no amount of planning is going to bring you the happiness that you're seeking, that it must come from within? So leave that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this talk, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like this kind of material, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.